Hey there, boys and girls. Today we're going to be humping it up to Myrtle Mountain Viewpoint. And Myrtle Mountain Viewpoint is in the Kimberley Nature Park, similar to the other place that I had just recently visited, going over the Bear Trail and going to that viewpoint over there as well. However, this is a little bit different. Instead of looking towards the St. Mary's Valley, we're going to be looking towards the north and looking at Canadian Rockies and stuff like that. Real nice view up that way. And I got my little animal companion with me today. I got Bubbee. Let me see if I can find him. Oh, there he is. Okay, there's Bubbee. Bubbee's just a wee little West Highland Terrier. And my unwife is looking after him and his abode. But that road over there is St. Mary's Lake Road, and if you were to follow that down and around over that way, you'd come to that riverside campground where I started off the last time for the Bear Trail and the Bear Trail Vista. So this is the Jimmy Russell Road that I was walking on for quite a while, but today we're going to go on this mosey up here, and that's this is called Sunflower Hill. And Sunflower Hill is going to have a trail that wraps around, and it's eventually going to get us way the heck over. And yeah, quite a long little mosey, at least for around these parts, to get us over to Myrtle Mountain Viewpoint, Kimberley Nature Park, in right next to the city of Kimberley, British Columbia. All right, so we're about halfway up just the Sunflower Hill part. I just wanted to pan around so you have a chance to see what I get to see in this area of the nature park. This is, I guess, the southern boundary of it. So like I say, we still have a ways to go to get up to the top here, but that's looking towards Cranbrook. You can't see it, of course, but in that direction, that'd be kind of south, and yeah, that would be the Cranbrook direction. And this is the part of the getting into the St. Mary's Valley. That's the St. Mary River. Part of that riverside campground is right over there. And this very grand St. Mary's Valley. Quite pretty through here. Anyway, we'll get back onto the trail here, and after I get my breath back, quit coughing up these lungs, and yep, we'll make our way a little bit further up. And there's Bubbee. Look at old Bubbee. Whew, taking a break, checking it out. We're almost at the top of the Sunflower Hill portion of this walk. However, this particular view that I'm going to show you will be lost as soon as I start heading up that way behind me. So, why don't you see that? Okay, you can see kind of a housing development going on down here. Kimberley West, I think, is what they're labeling it. And it's a bit of a boon to this area. But in the background there, oh gee, I hope you can see these mountains. They're pretty misted over from the overcast, or whatever you would call this. But right straight over there, the Purcells and Fisher Peak, beautiful climb. I haven't been up there for 20 years. Teepee Mountain, which I have yet to ever go up. Maybe one of these days. And again, if you were to drive in that direction, you would come to the city of Cranbrook, and Cranbrook is a town of about 17, maybe 20,000 people in its within its limits. But it's sort of a service town for quite a number of smaller towns in the area. And of course, looking back towards the St. Mary's Valley a little bit. Anyway, we're going to be heading up this trail right there. Then we'll be on a more or less a level area for a while. But I've got to give Bubbee something to drink. This poor dog's not used to going on these lengthier moseys, and he's just panting like crazy. Okay, so there you go. Little 360 panorama of what I'm seeing right now here. So we're atop the Sunflower Hill. And you know the peculiar thing about Sunflower Hill, there's no sunflowers. They've got all sorts of other bushes and stuff, but there's no sunflowers. So I don't know how the heck that ever came to be that they named the place Sunflower Hill. I shall assume that at one point in time there were sunflowers up here. So somebody came along with a brilliant idea and saying, hey, why don't we call it Sunflower Hill? Anyway, straight ahead, of course, is the beautiful St. Mary's Valley, and believe it or not, people go snowmobiling up there on those mountains over there, and then they'll ski down. Yeah, and that's like after the ski season closes down our local hill, and the diehards want to still get in some swooshing time. I've never done it myself, but I can certainly see the attraction. Anyway, again, St. Mary's Valley, and a little bit of the fun stuff down here below. When my kids were younger, like a couple of decades ago now, we used to actually drive up here in my pickup truck whenever there was a meteor shower slated for the evening, or if the northern lights might be displaying their ribbon-like effervescent kind of qualities. And generally what I would do, I would come home from work after an afternoon shift, which means I get off around 11 o'clock at night, and I'd come home and I'd rouse the little buggers out of their beds and say, come on, we're going to go look at stuff. And then we drive over here, which is by car, probably about 10 minutes away from my shack. And you used to be able to access this place because you can see this is a real live road, but you can't drive it up here. You can't drive up here any longer, or at least you're not supposed to. But yeah, it was a real hoot, and I'm so delighted to say that my number 2 child has not too long ago encouraged me to come on up here with him and sit out and watch the stars and stuff like that. So it's passing on a real fun pastime with my number 2 lad, and that's a real treat, I got to admit. If any of you boys and girls have children of your own, you know how special that can be when there's something that you have kind of developed into them, and they still enjoy it. Okay, so we are on our way, sailing forth, I say, heading out to Myrtle Mountain.